Okay, so what's happening here with my first gear shifting being a little bit hard to get in is it's binding actually. So you can see that the lever arm is right here. It's trying to, the shift rod is trying to go back and it's catching right there before it's fully engaged. And in fact, it's not fully engaging in first, third, or fifth. It's just more noticeable in first. So what I need to do is I need to change the binding point and lengthen this so that this moves forward more. I think that's going to solve my problem. So I'm going to do that now and see if that starts to improve things. Well, there's a couple of things right off the bat that I'm noticing. One is that the rod, the shift rod, is not parallel to the rest of the mechanism, and it's offset such that the rubber ball isn't in the middle of the metal bracket. Second thing is I reduced the tolerance of the slop inside that metal bracket where the rubber ball rides. I put a sheet of 35 thou 20 gauge steel in there just to reduce the amount of slop in the shifting, but it's binding slightly, and I may have to just take that out and live with or maybe put a smaller thinner piece of metal in there. So I'm going to pull all this apart. I'm going to bend the shift rod so that it runs exactly parallel, because it's not running into even into that bushing there parallel. It's coming in at an angle. So I never noticed that when I put it together. I was kind of thinking about 100 things at once, and now that I'm thinking about the shifter, I'm thinking I better get the alignment of everything bang on before I start adjusting things. So, because it's not going all the way into first, third, or fifth. It's not swinging the lever on the transmission all the way, which is a problem, and I could damage the tranny, obviously, and so I'm going to fix all this stuff. Well, I'll show you what I did under the car in a sec, because I had to bend the shifter rod about 10 degrees and then change all the adjustable linkages above it to match. And now it firmly goes into second, third, and first. Is very easy now. So over to first, bang up. Second, first, second, first, second. Absolutely perfectly at fifth. Reverse. It's awesome. So yeah, I'll show you in a second underneath the car. Oh, by the way, I finally invested in some of these nice spanners. Boy, it makes a difference having these around with a little ratchet mechanism in the end. They're tight fittings, tight spots. So yeah, really happy with these. Sorry, I'm kind of crammed into the car here. All right, so I've bent the shift lever out, and then the zip linkage above it I've had to shorten almost a half an inch. So these two have been moved apart, and I'll just grab the shift rod from behind here and show you when it moves now. So it doesn't bind anymore, all the way forward, all the way back. This lever no longer touches. Sorry, this lever here no longer touches the inside of this. So, and I do have that 40 thou piece of metal that's taking up some of the slack in here, so that this ball is, the rubber ball is absolutely snug, but it's nicely greased up and it spins perfectly on it. So there's no issues at all with that anymore. So yeah, that was the problem, and now I've got heaven. Fucking perfect shifting, man. I can't complain.